So Mykhaylo Mudryk is 21 years old and burst onto the scene last year with a goal in a friendly against Ajax, which made him look otherworldly. He dribbled past players like they weren't there. He looks like Mbappe, but to understand his talent, we need to look at his profile, what he has, what he needs to improve at, and how much he's worth. And Shakhtar value him at 100 million euros. That's nearly as much as PSG paid for Mbappe from Monaco. That's superstar money. And for superstar money, I better be buying superstar quality. He has a lot to live up to. In fact, Shakhtar's sporting director claims that after Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., he's the best player in Europe in his position. He claims that Mudryk is better than the likes of Sterling, Leao and Coman. These are players who have won Premier League titles, and Kingsley Coman has already won a World Cup, a league title in 3 different leagues, and scored in a Champions League final. But apparently, Mudryk is better than all of them. So what's he good at to have all of this hype around him? So the first thing you'll notice about the Ukrainian is that he's very fast. And I mean he's rapid. His acceleration off the mark is good, but when he gets going, you are not going to catch him. This lends very well to his Shakhtar side, because in the Champions League, teams dominate possession against the Ukrainians, which allows Mudryk the opportunity to showcase his explosive pace on the counter-attack. He had 5 goal contributions in his European group, and every single one of them came from a counter-attack. He's devastating on the break. Not just for his speed, but he has excellent decision making in high intensity situations. He always seems to pick the right pass when running at high speeds, which is uncommon for players his age. He also has a wonderful technical base, which he puts on display by scoring many goals with his weak foot. Again, not common for attackers who are still learning their trade. If you want technique, look at his touch. It's wonderful, something of a five-a-side footballer. Also, for a winger, he's an outstanding passer. While I have doubts over his ability to dribble through a low block, which I'll explain later on in this video, I do think he has the ability to thread the needle and find that killer pass. His speed allows him to play on the touchline, but his combination play is also a big asset of his. He's been linked with a move to Arsenal, famous for their Wenger ball combination play that could tear through the heart of any team. And Mudryk is capable of combining with his teammates and dragging defenders out of position. He can thank his youth development for this strength, as he was coached as an attacking midfielder, which forces you to develop spatial awareness, as well as the capacity to play one-touch tiki-taka football. So he's a fast winger who can combine like an attacking midfielder and score goals on the break with his left and right foot. Sounds good, but why are clubs apprehensive to pull the trigger on Mudryk? What can they see that we can't? His first problem is his goal tally. He scored 2 goals in the entirety of last season in the Ukrainian league, which is by no means a difficult league to score in. He's upped his goal tally this year, scoring 7 goals already and providing a variety of assists. But to really stand out in a league like Ukraine, he's going to have to show a killer instinct in front of goal. Because if he's finding it difficult to score in Ukraine, he'll find it much harder to score in the top 5 European leagues, especially in the Premier League. His second major flaw, which I slightly alluded to earlier, is his lack of showing against deep set defenses. It's all well and good beating defenders when you're running at them, but can you beat them from a standing start? Can you score a goal when there isn't acres of space to run into? Because if he's going to get his big move, he'll likely go to a major European club and have to face deep block after deep block. He's been linked with clubs such as Man City and Arsenal, who need wingers who can operate in tight spaces. We've seen wingers who look like world beaters in counter-attacking sides, come to possession-based teams and struggle to make an impact. Take Nicolas Pepe for example, who was tearing the French league apart playing for Lille's counter-attacking team. He earned his record-breaking £72 million move to Arsenal, and 3 years later, after failing to replicate his Lille form, is out on loan at Nice. Mudryk needs to show that he at least has the tools to unlock low blocks before he's put in brackets with the elite wingers. Finally, although it's not a big issue, he isn't able to move across the line yet. He's great at left wing and in the left half space, but he's unable to rotate with the centre forward and right wing, which is a necessary tool to succeed at big clubs. He's too one-sided. Ultimately, Mudryk definitely has the potential to become a superstar. Keyword is become. He's certainly not ready to lead the line at a top club, as he still requires the coaching and physical development. However, he certainly has the tools. He's a project player for now, but can develop very well given his profile. For that reason, 100 million euros for Mykhaylo Mudryk is definitely daylight robbery. Players like Leao can beat defenders from a standing start and score a boatload of goals. Players like Sterling can beat defenders from a standing start and score a boatload of goals, and neither have gone for 100 million euros. For that amount of money, I should be buying a ready-made winger and not an attacker with glaring flaws. I still believe his speed and combination play will make him satisfactory at a club like Arsenal, and perhaps could transform him into a world-class player in a couple of years. But for now, 100 million euros for Mykhaylo Mudryk is fraudulent. 50 million euros and you have yourself a future star who could turn into the world-class superstar Shakhtar think he is. As per usual, if you like this video, like and subscribe, as it really helps me make more of this content. If you don't agree with me or have any suggestions for any other players, comment down below and I'll respond as I always do. I was thinking about making a video about Mykhaylo and whether he could be a success in the Prem. So if there's anything you'd like to tell me, I'll be sure to respond in the comment section. That's me done. Till next time.